I hope I didn't talk too fast. I feel like, run, get this done. I made a little rain. Hi there, how you guys doing? If you don't know who I am, I'm Cindy Krause with Krause House Thrift and Thrift. I've had an eBay store since 2001. I've had this channel for a couple of years, and Krause House Thrift and Thrift is my brand. And I'm all about just helping out people who want to start reselling or existing resellers. I'm here for any kind of reseller, beginning, advanced, and in between. I thought today I would share about my bread and butter sales. You know, things that are maybe not $50, $100, but maybe they sold for anywhere from $10 to $30, but they sold quick. And, you know, I have had a lot of high dollar sales in those 21 years that I've been reselling. But, you know, I've also sold a lot of just what I call bread and butter. And let me tell you what that means. These are items that are keeping you in business. These are items that when enough of them sell, they can pay your gas, they can pay your groceries, they can pay your bills. These are the things that keep you afloat, because unless you are a very high-end reseller, like you sell high-end electronics, high-end suits, high-end jewelry, Rolexes, watches, you know, etc. Because I've heard of those people that are selling $1,000 an item or a day. You're going to be selling a lot of items that are probably between $5 and $40. And especially nowadays, during, you know, the time that we're living in, people are being frugal. So I used to make a lot more on eBay than I do now, but I'm thankful for the sales I do get. And so bread and butter really are more common than they used to be, at least for me. And I would venture to say it is for a lot of resellers. You know, I just sold a shirt I've had for 2 years. It was a Nike shirt. It was actually a player. I thought that was going to sell a long time ago for a lot more money, and I took a $5 offer. I'm like, just get it the heck out of here. Makes that person happy. You know, maybe that's all they had to send was the $5 plus shipping. And, you know, it's hard for me. I just kind of have to go, oh, $5. I maybe made $1 on that. Who knows? But I've had it, like I said, a couple of years, and I really was happy to see it go. But most of the time, my sales are $8 and more. I've been getting a lot of sales, and it's because, as I talked in my last video, I'm running sales. Currently, I'm running different sales, different coupons and different sales. Currently, I think I have 17% off, which is kind of a funny figure, and then a $20 coupon running. And my sales have been consistent. I get at least 5 a day, sometimes up to 10. The least amount I'll get is 2 a day. And I've not gone without a sale in months. I'd say every day I get at least one sale, but it's usually multiple sales. And I attribute it to these sales I'm running. I'm doing promotional, I'm doing a 5% promotional listing on every item I list. I'm doing, I told you, 17% off currently on all my inventory, not just some categories. And then I've got a 20% off coupon. So that's what I'm currently doing. And as I mentioned in the past, you've got to at least do 15% and up for your sales. That's the rate that you need to do your sale at, 15% up. That's what I recommend. Because people, like I said, they're looking for a deal, they're looking for a bargain. And if you don't have a big enough bargain for them, then they're going to somebody else and buying from them. So we've got to get the most of the buyers that we can. So that means you got to set yourself up for success by, as I've said before, like I'll say it again, run coupons, run promotions, markdown manager the heck out of all your listings and do it consistently. Now I run my sales for about 5 days, so they have an end to them. You don't want to run them for a month and then people are like, oh, well, there's no urgency here. Why do I need to buy now? No, I run them for 5 days. So there's an end. That promotion will end. So that gives somebody, the impetus to like, oh, I got to buy this now. This sale's going to be over. So I'm trying to track fast because I have a long list here. I don't want to make this a super long video. All my videos have been around the 25 mark lately. Hopefully that's okay and you guys have been staying to the end. Hopefully I'm not talking too fast, but I'm trying to get all of this in. You like my little setup here? It's like a little bolo on, I got this bolo towel for 50 cents at People Helping People, my local thrift store. And I got this little jewelry stand display at that antique store in Mossy Rock for like $5. I will be displaying like necklaces on there. So let's get going on these. Oh, and one more thing I want to note. I put something up there because I noticed my last video, I just had an empty hanger. That's kind of funny. That's there is a YouTube channel called Empty Hanger. That's her name. And I like her videos if you want to check her out. But I thought, I don't want an empty hanger. I need something up there. So anyway, okay, let's get going, you guys. I have several. I have the bread and butter brands that have sold very quickly for me, and they probably will for you. And then I also have some categories, and I don't know if I'll have time for this, but I also wrote down the saturated brands that used to sell for high dollar, and now that everybody is selling them, that has really brought the price down. I think a lot of people do a race to the top, and so that brings all the prices down, and then the market's saturated. So, things that I had heard from YouTubers, brands, they said that I should buy, that they bought and they sold for high money. By the time I bought them and listed them, they're still sitting there or they didn't sell for high money. And I think it's by then the market's saturated. I think a lot of people watch these YouTube videos and then they go out and buy these brands, and there's so many people doing that it just floods the market. So there's the good and the bad with that. But all right, first one, the #1 brand I'm going to say that you should be buying, Under Armour. I just discovered this. When our local thrift store was going out of business, I bought a whole bunch of shorts because I figured summertime or almost summer, people are going to buy shorts, and I've been right. That's been the #1 clothing item I've been selling are shorts, men's and women's, mostly men's, athletic. So in the past, I haven't bought a lot of athletic brands or items. I need to be doing that. You need to be doing that. Under Armour is amazing. It is not a high dollar value, you guys. I've been selling them between $9 and $15. Shorts, shirts. This is all the athletic kind of stretchy, shorts and shirts, and like that, lycra type fabric. And tank tops. Tank tops are going to probably sell for $7 or $8. But those have been, oh my gosh, whenever I list them, they're gone. And along with the Under Armour, you could get the same kind of athletic items by Adidas and Reebok and Nike. I rather sell Under Armour, and those sell better for me than Reebok, Nike, and Adidas. But I've sold a lot of those three. I'm not going to say them again. Of those three brands, I sold a lot of their shorts and shirts lately as well. Again, not high dollar. Any of these things, some of the things on my list are high dollar, but mostly not. They're just going to get your item out the door. You list it, sell it within a week, and now you could use that money to buy something else and sell that. So that's what this is about. These are not high dollar items generally. I'll tell you the ones on my list that are. But if you sell enough of them, that cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching adds up to good money, making a good living on eBay. All right, Rebecca Malone. This is a women's brand. I've been mostly selling shirts and blouses. They're really pretty. I've sold 3 or 4 of them lately. Again, not high dollar. I'd say between $10 and $15. But most of them are really beautiful tops, very decorative, and and colorful and have some bling on them. And that's been a good brand for me. So when you're outsourcing, look for that brand. Ruby Road, that's an amazing brand. Again, women's, and it's blouses, and they're like the knit tops generally, though they probably have blouses too. I just bought another one. It's like a size 3X. And so I will mention this as well. You know, larger sizes will sell faster than smaller sizes. So always when you're sourcing for these brands, look for the, you know, like if you go to a thrift store, I always go to like the largest size first, whether that's 3, 4X, and go down from there. And then I go all the way down to the small. But I want to buy the bigger, you know, size, because that's what people are looking for. But I've also sold smalls and mediums and larges. So it depends what you find. But, you know, the bigger the size, the better. But if you find it in a small, you could still buy it and still flip it. Torrid. Okay. Torrid can be good. That's another one of the brands that can be saturated as well. I've heard some people selling, you know, Torrid items for 100 plus. I don't think, depending what you find, I don't think you're going to get that now generally. But I've sold some Torrid shoes lately, and I can't remember what I sold, like a Torrid top. So they don't like fly out my store, but they sell usually within a couple months. So that is a good brand to look for. I did have a pair of Torrid jeans that took several months to sell. So it depends. So be comping when you're out. If you find something in Torrid, comp it. Find out how much it sold for when it sold. If it was current, that's important. Okay, Blowfish. I've sold, Guppy is one of the, you know, their shoes are called Guppies. They're really cute. I found a pair of Guppy sandals, really pretty and colorful, and those sold very quickly. And I just sold another pair of shoes, Blowfish. They weren't Guppy, they were just Blowfish. And those were just tennis shoes, sneakers for women. Both were women's. And those took a while to sell because they had some dirt and stuff on them. But they still sold for like $8.50. I was fine with taking that offer. The other ones sold for like $20, I think, the sandals. So yeah, that's a good, Blowfish is a good brand. Okay, this is probably the highest selling one on my list, Montana West. I've sold some purses and shoes. They probably make other things, but I've sold sandals and other shoes. Montana West, I've sold purses. Their purses and their shoes are very high quality, probably everything they make. And they're beautiful. They're usually beaded. And the purses are made of leather, and they're usually concealed carry, meaning women can, if it's legal, you can conceal carry your gun. Like they're probably really popular in Montana and Texas, you know, where people do that. And so gosh, if I would even pay up like 10 bucks, they sell, gosh, 40, 50 and up. So those are great. I've only sold a few lately when I've seen them in the store. The thrift stores have them marked at 15, 20 bucks, and I'm not going to make a lot of profit there, so I don't buy them. But I have found them at stores for like $5 and under, and that's when I grab them. LuLaRoe. I was selling LuLaRoe, and then I watched that documentary on them. I thought, I don't want to support them. And then I realized that the LuLaRoe that I was selling, I mean, I had listed, was selling quickly. So I'm back to buying that. It's not a huge selling brand, anywhere from $10 to $20. Just bought this gorgeous dress, and I've had sold some tops. They sell pretty quickly. And yeah, it is saturated. That would be on my saturated list as well, but they're still selling. I have sold their leggings, but I do better with their tops and their dresses. So yeah, LuLaRoe's good brand. Black Clover. I've sold a few of their caps. They probably sell shirts and other clothing items as well. My husband, John, is the one who finds them. I just sold one. It was $10. I think in the past I sold them for $20. They're really good quality caps. They have a clover on them, of course, and it's like embroidered. It's a very nice cap, so I wasn't surprised that it sold. Probably only had that a couple of months, so be on the lookout for that. LL Bean. It depends on what it is. And it is another saturated market, but I bought a bunch of LL Bean women's size small shorts, but they're adorable. The ones I sold had little sailboats on them, and I have 2 more left, and I'm sure they'll sell. And they sold for like $10. So, but they will sell. Maybe they won't fly out of your store, but they will sell. It's still a good brand. Can be saturated. Comp out when you find LL Bean. Make sure that what you find is going to sell. Okay, Old Navy. That's another brand that I was going to stop selling just because they don't sell for a lot, 8 to 20, depending what you have. But then it was same as LuLaRoe. I decided to start buying them and selling them again because they were selling. So I started buying them again, and I do. And they don't always fly out of your store. It depends what it is. Like I have this really cute top I've had in my store for, I don't know, 3 or 4 months. I thought it would sell right away. It hasn't. I know it's going to sell. It all depends what it is. So comp out Old Navy. And again, that's another saturated brand. So it depends what it is. Okay, Christopher & Banks. You know, and a lot of these can be saturated. So you need to comp. Those sometimes go quickly and sometimes sit. It depends. But I've sold several Christopher & Banks sweaters, tops, blouses. I don't sell a lot of pants. So, yeah, they sell anywhere, oh my gosh, anywhere from $10 to $30. It depends what it is. I've sold some ugly Christmas sweaters, you know, all different kinds of things. And it's not going to necessarily, like I said, fly out of your store, but it will sell eventually. Sorry. Ross and Alley, that is a brand that I've sold some things quickly, and like I still have something listed from that brand. It hasn't sold yet. I feel like it's going to sell. So I'm not worried about it. It's just sitting there because it's a really nice top. It's like a sleeveless blouse. It's really nice, and I think it's going to sell. So not worried about that, but I have sold a couple things by them lately. Don't know if they're saturated, but they're a quality brand, and you know, again, not a high seller, but a fairly quick seller depending on the item. Foundry. Again, that could be a quick seller, could not be. I found a few men's 4X button-down shirts. They're short sleeves, but they had cute little things on them. Like one had fish, one had cocktail glasses. I forgot what the other one was. Just really cute shirts. So I'm sure they will sell, especially now that the warmer weather is here. And then the last one I'm going to mention is Cabby. That could be a higher selling brand. Yeah, I bought a suit at like about a year and a half ago. John and I were yard selling, and a lady had the suit, and I think I paid $15 for it, and I sold it for $80, I believe. It was really nice. Took a few months to sell, and I think it's just because of the price tag. But I've sold other Cabby items, and they will sell within, you know, a few months. I don't think those are going to sit, depending on the item. So those were the brands I was going to share. I could go down the categories really quick. Of course, there's going to be more categories. In my last video, I did talk about other categories that have sold for me. These are just kind of general categories that will sell for me or whoever if you get the right item. Sorry, I got hair in my face. Okay, what I've been selling lately are gladiator sandals. I've sold a couple pair, and I usually sell them within a couple weeks. And different brands too. But they gotta look nice. You don't want to just get like a boring pair. Whenever I buy items, I look for something, if it appeals to me, it's probably going to appeal to the buyer. So I don't buy just plain black or plain white or plain whatever. I try and buy something that's really, you know, pretty or, you know, stands out with the style or the color or the glitz or whatever. And these gladiator sandals I just sold were like a gold, bronzy kind of color. So they kind of had like an iridescence and a glitz to them. So yeah, just sold those for 20 bucks. I did sell a pair previous, I think for 15. Okay, Clark's. I just sold a pair of Clark sandals. I took a $15 offer. I was hoping to get more, but I sold those quick. Sold them within a week. And I had a lot of interest on those. They were sandals. I've sold Clark's loafers. Those tend to sit more. So if you're going to get Clarks, get sandals. People love them. That is a good brand. And it depends on the item. Like I said, I've had Clarks that just sit, but it's mostly the loafers or the Oxfords. You want to get, especially now, sandals. Okay, so things have been selling lately. I'm going to put this all in one category. Vintage curling irons, blow dryers, and hot rollers. I kind of stopped selling the hot rollers just because some of them are kind of gross. They got like hair in them and stuff. But I just sold 2 curling irons. One was a Vidal Sassoon, not for much, like $9. And the one before that, I forgot the brand, but it was like $15. And blow dryers, you know what, those can be a slower seller. It depends on the style and the brand. I've sold some, but I still have one for sale. And I did sell one recently. Not high dollar money, anywhere between $8 and $15, depending on the style and the brand. And hot rollers, like I said, I used to sell those for $20, $25. Haven't sold any lately. I just haven't wanted to. Pop-up books. I just sold a... I'll put on the screen, you guys. I'm kind of blanking on it. Come on, Cindy, you know it. Oh, C.S. Lewis. One of my mom's favorite offers. One of my mom's favorite authors. And it was, you know, of course, his popular book. And I grabbed that at a thrift store for like $1 or $2, and it sold quickly for like $18. And so pop-up books are good, you guys. You want to look through them though. Make sure none of the pop-ups are ripped. That's in good conditions. Okay, I mentioned this last video. Hats. Let's go through this really quick. Again, I don't want a long video, super long video. It's going to be a long video. What do you know? It's me. If you guys know anything about me, I like to talk. All right, so hats, like cowboy hats, usually if they have, you know, a tag on them or they're vintage, you know, those cabbie caps, I always sell those, men or women's. Those sell quick. Now, baseball caps, it's gonna depend. They can be a slow seller for me. It could sell quick depending on the brand. Like I said, that Lucky brand, or there's tons that will sell quick. You just got to do your research. Books, I mentioned this last video, rare collectible. I sold that stamp album for $200. So, or no, it was just under $200. Yeah, and I sold that GoldenEye book for $24. So just, you know, keep a lookout for those. Hoodies, sweatshirts, just bought short sleeves, women's hoodie with, you know, a short sleeve pullover hoodie with a hood. Those are really cute, and they'd be great for summer, the beach. And again, you're going to have to look at the brands and do your research on those. But some of those, if you get the right brands, the hoodies and the sweatshirts, they'll sell. Especially summertime. People want to wear those on the beach or, you know, just around. Belts, belt buckles. I mentioned this in the last video. I'd sold that belt for $145. It was leather with a beautiful, buckle. Yeah, it could be in the hundreds or more. But even if you get, you know, a $50 belt, that'd be good too. Got to do your research, got to comp out. I mentioned this before, but it's been a long time, and I haven't seen one for a long time. I used to find these at thrift stores all the time. I'm just going to call it a toy aquarium. It's a plastic aquarium, basically. It's just plastic, and it's got a fake aquarium inside. It's like painted, and you turn it on, you plug it into the wall, flip the switch, and the sea life, fish, etc., go around, and it's a nightlight. It's for kids, basically. It's like a nightlight for the room, and every time I get those, a list of within a couple days they're gone, and anywhere from $15 to $30 on that. I used to just pick them up at thrift stores. But that was in the Portland area. Now that I'm out, kind of, well, I'm not in the boonies. There's 17,000 people in Pendleton. But yeah, I just don't see those ever anymore. I would love to get another one that would sell those. I love selling those. Let's do games. I've sold a lot of games. Again, you got to do your research on those. New is always better, and I'm just going to give a blanket. New is always better on everything. You know, you might look at a brand. The new sells for a lot more than the used. So new with tags is always best, or new in the packaging. And you probably already know that, you guys. It kind of goes without saying. But yeah, new on any of this stuff I'm talking about is going to go for more money than pre-owned. All right, so scrubs. I've been buying a lot of scrub tops. Those can sit or they can go quickly. I had a Scooby-Doo one that took about a month to sell. It's just like 10 bucks. And I sold a Skechers one. That took months to sell, but I finally sold. Sold another one recently, and I just bought 2 more. Koi is the brand, Koi by Kathy Peterson. Just got 2 listed, so I'm waiting. I listed one yesterday. I'm going to list another one today, and we'll see. But they were slow for a while, but it all depends on the brand, the style, the color, etc., etc. So do your research, as always, like on all these things. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about, you know, I'm throwing this all to and cramming this in one video. I'll talk about the saturated brands on another video. Purses. I love selling purses. Got to find the right brand, though. And there has been some over the years that sold for a lot, but now they're saturated. Relics, some of them do well for me, some don't. It all depends. Of course, if the leather is going to sell quicker, although I have had leather purses that have sat. It all depends. I try not to get black or brown or boring purses. If you get the bright colored ones like blue or turquoise or green or pink or orange, those sell quickly for me. They're going to be out of my store. It almost doesn't depend on the brand. I could have an unbranded colorful purse and that'll sell, but brand is very important. So you're going to want you want to buy a brand. Every once in a while I've listed an item that's unbranded on eBay, but those are the ones that are going to sit depending on what they look like. If they're very appealing, somebody probably won't care what the brand is. So I don't know how long this video is because I had to make it in 2 segments, but hopefully this helps you guys when you go out sourcing. I'm trying to make more videos like this because I noticed my last video got a lot of views, and I think people want to know what to buy, what to source for, so they can hit out of the park like I have with these items. And like I said, bread and butter, that's what runs your store. So, and you want to get these items turned and burned. You want to get them out. Yes, there's something to be said. You could wait for the long tail, you know, have your items being long tail. I mean, they're going to take a while to sell, maybe even a couple of years. But that's when you want to wait for the right buyer, meaning you're hoping for 50, 100, 200, whatever dollars. If it's a $10 item, you want to get that at your store. I mean, you don't want a $10 item to sit. You want it to sell. And even on these items, I got offers and I took offers. Like I said, that $5 offer was a hard pill for me to swallow, but I took it. I'm glad that t-shirt's out the door. Shipped that today. Most offers aren't that low. I have got lowball offers. But, you know, that's okay. People, they're just trying to save money, and I totally get it, like we all are. So hopefully this helps you guys. Sorry if I hope I didn't talk too fast. I feel like, run, get this done. I made a little rhyme. All right, guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. I would really appreciate that. Really helps me out. I know everybody says that, but it really helps me out. And, you know, share this content or send me a like or a comment. I love your comments, you guys. I try to get back to you right away. If I don't, it just means I didn't see your comment. Sometimes I don't see them, and I don't know how to see my comments on my phone. I don't know why, so I always have to look on my computer. Reminds me I have a comment to go look at for my last video. Love you guys so much. It's going great. Life is good. My cat's been sick, but he's better, Sparta. And I hope you guys are blessed and well, and you're killing it on eBay or whatever platform you're selling on. So I will see you next time. Love you so much. Mwah. See ya. Bye.